has been 2 years since the Manipur ethnic violence. Still, a large number of people in Manipur are living or are forced to live in a shelter and camps, and they are willing to return back to the home, but again, they are not getting any support from the government. At least this is what they allege. It is in this context, these internally displaced people of Manipur have decided to finally rally against the government, and this rally has overall change and transform into a large scale protest. We have seen a gathering of thousands of people on the street of Manipur. On the one hand, they are asking for and demanding the dignity and right to return safely back to their home. On the other hand, they also are alleging that the government is more focused on basically showing that Manipur is now a peaceful state, everything is okay, by arranging festivals such as Sangai festival. So what is Sangai festival and why the celebration of this festival has caused such large scale discontentment and furor among the people of Manipur? Let us try to understand this in more detail. Now, first of all, to understand that what triggered the recent protest, we know that Manipur has been in a kind of dire situation from last couple of years because of the breakout of ethnic violence between Kuki communities and the Metis communities based on the tribal versus non-tribal fight. It is in this context, in the Imphal, which is the valley of Manipur region and also is the capital, sit-in protest was organized. Now, as more and more people began to pour into to participate in this protest, it gradually transformed into a mass rally, and we saw people on the street carrying placard demanding their right to return back safely to their home as such. Participants of this particular rally were IDP, that is the internally displaced people, referring to the section of Manipur itself where people have basically been forced to move out from their homes. These belong to the neighboring this basically border areas of Chura Chandpur, More region, Ikhu, Dolai Thaibi and Torbung region, etc. Demand is simple: safe passes to home villages, because that is what they believe is where their dignity lies. Now, the question and the biggest question that comes into your mind is why are internally displaced people are displaced in the first instance. So if we know that in the May 2023, there was a large scale breakout of the ethnic violence between Metis and Kukis, and the militia of both these groups then attacked each other. It also has resulted into the loss of life from both sides, and over more than 260 deaths we have seen in the state of Manipur related directly indirectly to this particular violence. At the same time, it is believed that displacement of more than 50,000 people has happened in the last couple of years. The issue is simple: land rights and political representation. This is what they are demanding for. Now, the concern of internally displaced people is simple. They say that they have been blocked from returning by the armed group. On the other hand, they also claim that there has been a suspension of operation agreement signed by the Kuki militia, Kuki national organizations, liberation organizations and all that. Despite that, they are not allowing people from Methi community specifically return back to their homeland as such. Highways are unsafe for them because anytime there can be a threat to their life, and also there is no free movement as expected that will take place after the SO agreement is signed. Government on the other hand is completely what they are claiming is that they are not aware about their plight. Government is trying to portray the masses that normalcy has restored in the state of Manipur, and it is this point, it is this view of government with which protesters disagree, and that is why they have carried out rally. Now, before going into detail about this particular topic, I would want to bring to from Practical Legacy at Academy. We are going to soon commence batches. The regular weekday batch is going to start on 15th of December, while weekend batches are going to commence on 6th of December. Now, if you look at the course features of our particular program, we have focused on comprehensive coverage of GS papers, one-to-one mentorship and doubt solving session is something that we also encourage students to participate in. We also held regular interactions with educators and ensure that students are able to solve their doubt, understand what is the right approach to clear the UPSC civil service examination. At the same time, we know UPSC requires integrated preparation of prelims, mains and interview, and that is why daily mains and writing practice is something that encourages students and aspirants to participate in right from the beginning, so they are able to confidently handle any question asked in the mains examination. We also inculcate test series as a part of the course feature and program, because we know that strength and weakness analysis is required at every stage of your preparation that cannot be done without the test series. If you want to know more detail about the course program feature, you can click the link in the description box of this particular video. You can give a call to the number being displayed here, and you're welcome to download our Legacy AS app, which will help you in preparing for the examination. Now, coming back to this particular topic, if you look at the rally itself, it began at what is referred as the Kangla Western Gate, that is a part of Imphal Valley, and most of the protesters, they were basically carrying a placard, and also they're raising their voices by shouting the slogan that we should be allowed to return home. This is the basic right, this is the fight for dignity with which they have carried out the protest. Now this gradually escalated into a large public demonstration, and this is generally seen in most of the cases if more and more people come and start joining such protests as such. Now there was a anger that also seemed to be manifesting against the government and the Sangai festival. Now, Sangai festival is a cultural festival of the state of Manipur, and now Manipur is in the state of what you can call as under the president's rule, and under the president rule, government or administration of Manipur is trying to again organize this festival. Protesters, on the other hand, claim that government step or government's approach of organizing such cultural festival when so many people are not able to return back to their homes, so many people are living in a refugee like state, refugee like condition, is something that is akin of ignoring humanitarian crisis. And Sangai festival is something that government and administration is trying to basically put forward to to present it as a symbol of normalcy, which is far away from truth. Peace has not returned. Government is only pretending that peace has returned. This is what the claim of protesters were, and the claim of internally displaced people was. Now, coming back to the situation, when we talk about the shelter situation, IDPs are in the relief camps across many districts and the regions of Manipur, such as Bisunpur, Thubal, Imphal. In the eastern part of Imphal, you will see large-scale refugee camps being built there to accommodate these refugees. Even in the western part of Imphal, you will see large number of such refugees. They complain that in the refugee camp, they are just being given basic shelter. There is no attempt and effort to make their life better. So there is a complaint of poor rehabilitation. Also, government has not given them any timeline that when they will be allowed to go back and return to their home, and they are living in a status of continuous distress despite 2 years have passed since they have been internally displaced from their own home. Security response has been kind of strict, and there was concern among the security forces that rally would turn toward Raj Bhavan, because earlier time also we have seen many rallies and protests have targeted Raj Bhavan, that is the official residence of the governor of the state, and that is why police diverted the crowd toward flyover and the central market side of Imphal, and gradually protest size grew significantly en route. Now, here finally the rally ended at the when the civil society was involved. Here we have a group called as Kokomai, that is the coordination committee of this what you can call as the Methi group. Methi, as you know, is one of the major groups which was involved in this particular ethnic crisis, and they are largely residing in the Imphal Valley area. So this Methi civil society umbrella body called as Kokomi, that is a coordination committee for we can call as the Manipur integrity, they accused government of neglecting the displaced family. At the same time, they also have stated that prioritizing of the showcase events such as the Sangai festival event that government is trying to organize is over rehabilitation, over the priority of rehabilitating the internally displaced people, is also something that do not accept, and they will not simply sit and look at. Now, current status, as we have discussed, is Manipur has been put under the president's rule after the chief minister has to resign when the situation was out of his control. And since then, internally displaced people of Manipur have pushed for safe and dignified return. They have also asked that government should be made accountable for their plight, and there should be faster execution of rehabilitation plan. Now, whether it will be possible or not in the near future, we have to wait, watch, and see. But one thing is clear, that the people who are internally displaced in Manipur still are waiting for the justice, still are waiting for the basic right to have their own home, to live safely and freely in their own home. That is all for this particular video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with fellow aspirants, as a subscribe channel for more such content. Thank you very much.